Hello, everybody. Thank you for watching today. Today, I'm joined by Jake Quickenden, who is about to star in the UK tour of Footloose, where he's playing Willard. The tour starts on Monday, the 14th February, in the Theatre Royal in Plymouth. Hello, Jake. Thank you for joining me today.
Hello, how you doing, buddy?
All is well, thank you very much. Can you please start by introducing yourself and tell me a little bit about the show and the role of Willard?
Yeah, so I'm Jake. I will be playing Willard, and it's just a really fun character to play. He's kind of this country boy who is really stuck in his ways. He doesn't think there's anything outside Beaumont. He likes what happens there. He does what he does. He kind of does his work on his cars in the day and goes to school. And yeah, he's kind of world's turned upside down when this new kid from Chicago comes in and kind of shows him that there's much more out there. And yeah, the kind of the journey he goes on from kind of not knowing what there is out there himself. He's kind of stuck in this little town, and then realizing, like I said, that there is more out there, and going on this journey with Ren. And he's a really fun character to play. So I'm really happy that I get to play him. Like you said, we start in Plymouth, and it should be a great show. The cast is just super talented, so we're all really excited to get going now.
Yeah, and what was it that attracted you to the role, would you say?
Well, I'm a huge fan of the film, and Willard was kind of the character that I always liked in the film, because he's this kind of cowboy, country boy who thinks with his fists before he thinks with his mouth, and he kind of is a bit of a hothead, and he's kind of a little bit like me in a way. So I always really liked watching him when I watched the films. So when this kind of role came up and I got a chance to audition for it, and get the role, I was really, really excited, because like I said, he was my favorite character in the film, because he's kind of a lovable rogue in that way.
Yeah, I mean, you've kind of just answered this question, but do you see kind of any of your own qualities then within the role?
Yeah, I'd like to think I'm a lovable guy. I can be a little bit stupid sometimes, and I'm set in my ways. So yeah, a little bit.
And would you say kind of the pandemic kind of changed how you kind of approaching kind of the work kind of going forward, kind of?
Not really. I think obviously the pandemic's hit everyone really hard, so it's just nice to be out working again. It's nice to be on stage, and what we want to do as a bunch of performers doing this show is we want to give people a really fun show that they enjoy, that they can sing along with, they can clap along with and dance along with. So if we're doing that, then we're doing our jobs right. And like I say, it's just really lovely to be back on stage again.
And kind of obviously, as you say, it's a big tour, kind of it goes on till about June, July time. So what kind of are you looking forward to? Kind of any places you're looking forward to visiting?
Like any tour, I look forward to going to each place every single week.
Yeah.
For me, I'm going to be looking forward to being in the north, because that's where I'm originally from. So the Doncasters, Bradfords, and Manchesters and stuff like that. Like, I always look forward to doing those kind of shows because I'm northern. But for me, it's a long old tour. I think it finishes in August, actually.
Yeah.
So we've got a lot of different places we visit, and I'm sure I'll find amazing, nice things in each one of them.
Of course. And obviously, you kind of had a good varied career so far. It's kind of fitter, so kind of you hopefully pursuing more kind of going forward, do you think?
Yeah, of course. This is my second nationwide tour now. I did one with Hair a few years back. And then since then, obviously, the pandemic hit, and it's been pretty quiet. Yeah. But it's nice to be back on the stage. And I love performing, I love acting, I love singing, I love dancing. So for me, it couldn't be a more perfect job, really. So yeah, definitely something that I'll keep doing. I'll hopefully keep doing the other things as well, and I'll keep popping up on TV every now and again. But yeah, it's a wonderful job, and I'm very lucky to be able to do it.
And what do you think, kind of, obviously you mentioned the film and everything, and obviously the song Footloose is so well known. What do you think the kind of a lasting appeal of the story is?
Because it is just such a fun show. I think you can never get bored of it. Every time it goes on tour, it changes. And yeah, it's just a fun, high octane show, and everyone's in love with the 80s. The 80s was a great time. The music was always better in the 80s. I think that. And yeah, I think people just fall in love with it. I think people love the film. And like I say, if you've seen the show once, coming to see it again, it's going to be totally different because there's different people playing in it. It's a different kind of show. It's not produced by the same people. So yeah, it's going to be a wonderful show, and I hope we sell out every night, and I hope people love it.
I'm sure they will. Obviously, in the show, music is a big part. Obviously, being banned and all that. If music was banned, all but for one artist, which artist would you save?
God, got to save them as well. Past or present, or can I choose anyone?
Anytime. You can go back if you want.
Okay. I'm trying to think of who I listen to the most. I think Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah, that's a good answer.
Yeah, I love Bruce Springsteen music. He's got a variety of music. It's all different. So I love a bit of Bruce, the boss. Yeah.
Good answer. That's a good answer to be there.
Thank you.
Don't throw it back at me because I've no idea. I've got kind of 5 quick fire questions for you, not relating to the show necessarily, but what was the first piece of theatre that you remember seeing?
This is funny because it's not going to be a quick answer.
That's
but
right.
So I've only ever watched one musical before, and that was 2 weeks ago when I was in New York. I watched Dear Evan Hansen. So even though I'm part of musicals and I'm in musicals, I haven't really ever had the chance to watch them. I wasn't from London. We didn't have enough money really to get down to London as kids growing up. So yeah, I'd never really seen anything. I obviously performed in Hair, but I never saw the show because I was always performing in it. So yeah, Dear Evan Hansen, and then I've just watched Footloose in Zurich when they were out in Zurich because I went out to rehearse with them lots, so I got to watch the show.
Yeah.
So I've only seen 2, Footloose and Dear Evan Hansen. Footloose was much better.
Good. That's a good. There you go.
Yeah,
obviously, it must be interesting. This is a subsiding question because obviously you've been able to watch the show that you're going to be in. Is that kind of Is that an exciting thing? Obviously,
when I first watched it, I had a massive smile on my face because it was just so good. And then I was like, oh my God, I actually get to perform in this as well. Like, this is going to be my job for the next 7 months. And it made me really happy. So it was nice being able to watch it before kind of doing it.
Yeah. And if you had one thing, this could be anything, on your bucket list, what would it be?
I want to go canoeing with killer whales in Canada. Yeah. Yeah.
I've had some good answers. That's up there. That is up there. So
thank you. Yeah, it's always been a dream of mine.
This is always a difficult question that I ask everyone, that everyone struggles with. But if you could have a dinner with 3 guests, dead or alive, who are you inviting?
Conor McGregor, Marilyn Monroe, and Johnny Cash.
You didn't struggle with it. Right? Good.
No, I've thought of that one before, I think.
Good. What would be the best piece of advice you've ever been given?
I've been given a lot of advice, and more often than not, I don't listen to it. But I'd say treat others the way you want to be treated is the kind of advice that I've always remembered from my mum and dad. Like, just make sure you're polite and nice to others, and if you treat them with respect, then hopefully they should treat you with respect back. And if they don't, then they're not somebody you'd want to be friends with anyway.
No, that is good. And the final question for me is, why should audiences simply come and see Footloose?
Because it has something for everybody. It's fun, it's fast, it's funny, and it is just 2 hours of your life that you will be smiling the whole way through.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much for that.
Thank you very much, man.